What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to another video. And in today's video, I want to share with you what has arrived to my house so far this week. I'm going to share with you all the items I've purchased off of eBay. Well, I'm not actually going to show you the exact items, but I'll show you all my shipments that have come in. It's getting pretty crazy nowadays. And I'm also going to give you guys some tips for starting off your eBay to Amazon flipping business. So with that being said, let's dive right into this video. All right, guys, so it's really cold out right now in Connecticut. And still, I'm going to go outside wearing shorts and a jacket. But I want to take you guys outside and share with you what I have gotten shipped to me recently. And by the way, who here loves these Brother laser printers? I actually picked one up. Well, actually, my mom did. Big shout out to Mama Profit for $6.99, but it's broken. So it turned on, but there's like an error. I can't figure it out, so I'm going to return this. But I'm going to bring you guys into my garage. And by the way, I'm going to be sharing an update soon. I'm doing a whole entire clean out of this garage. So I got to get all this cardboard and all this junk out of here. I'm going to get the bikes in the shed. I'm going to clean up this area. I'm going to get some shelving and plastic shelving built out. This is going to be the little eBay area. Again, I don't hate you guys who sell on eBay. I don't hate eBay, right? I just love Amazon so much more because it's just way easier and you can scale like crazy. So we got a whole bunch of changes going on here, but check out, this is what I've received so far this week. And yeah, there's a lot of packages here. This includes, CDs, DVDs, books, board games. There's a ton of inventory here, and my average buy cost is usually between like 15 to 18 bucks. My average selling price is around 38 to 40. It is going up because I've been really getting into tools. I've been getting into supplements. I've been getting into even a couple health and beauty items and just diving deep into other niches outside of just books, CDs, and DVDs. So yeah, that's what I've got right there. And you're probably wondering, like, Steve, why do you have all this stuff there? Get it shipped out. Well, the way it works in my business is we process all the inventory once per week. So everything gets shipped in, we store it in the garage. And again, we're going to be doing a whole remodel of this area, but everything comes in. And then typically on Saturdays is when we do everything now. So I've got my girlfriend helping me and also one of my good friends. He just started working for me doing listing and all that. So we batch it out all in one day. We get it shipped out, processed. We set up a pickup through Pirate Ship, and bada bing, bada boom. Life goes on. And honestly, that's one of the things I love most about this business. I love that, well, first of all, I could source everything from home and I have virtual assistants who do it, but I don't have to, this business doesn't consume my whole entire life. Now, I've obviously built this up over the last 18 months, and over the last 30 days, I've done about $51,000 in sales. My margin's around 25%, which is really high for online arbitrage, just due to obviously the increased risk of not having invoices and doing eBay to Amazon. But still, I found tons of ways to mitigate the risk, and my account health is perfect. Hopefully it remains like that. Who knows what'll happen. But I love that this business doesn't consume me. Everything comes in all throughout the week, right? Everything comes in. I put it in my garage, and then, I ship it out once a week, and then, that's how it works. It doesn't consume my whole life. We batch everything. We do everything, a single day. We list it all up, we prep it, we ship it out, and then all week we're sourcing and everything's showing up at my house. So that's one of the things I really love about this business. So with that being said, let's actually get into, I'm going to give you guys 3 tips for starting to do eBay to Amazon flips. And if you haven't already, smash that like button, show some love. So tip number 1 that I want to share when it comes to flipping items from eBay to Amazon is if you have a brand new account, or maybe you've only been selling for maybe a month or two, I would start flipping used items. When you're selling new items, there is a higher risk and a higher threat of getting IP complaints. Also, if you buy items that are new, it's typically going to cost more money to buy a new item versus a used items. And while I sell mostly new, I love selling new. You got to understand, my account is seasoned. I've sold, well over 20,000 items on my account, and I haven't even counted, but I know I did 7,000 last year. But, my account's going to be able to take more damage if I do get an IP or a counterfeit. And just know there is a higher risk selling new versus used. So if you're somewhat new to this, start with used just because you're going to have less risk. The items are cheaper. But if you do, come across an issue, typically it's going to be way more severe if you're selling a new item versus a used. And don't think that all because new is a bit easier because the margins are higher, that used isn't a good opportunity. I truly believe used is a huge opportunity right now because most people are going after new. There's so many opportunities with CDs, with DVDs. Obviously books, you're not gonna wanna sell them new, so I would only sell books as used. But with all different types of items, used is a huge opportunity, and I don't even go after it a lot just because, you know, I enjoy new. I think it's easier. Used is more of, how do I say it? Like you have to inspect items more. Things could be missing. Things might not be working. It takes more work, but still, if you're willing to work your butt off and you have a newer account, start with used. I'm telling you, even the softwares that I use, they're not the best with used. So if you're willing to do a little extra work, I'm telling you, you can make some really good money flipping used items from eBay to Amazon. Now, the second tip that I would like to share when it comes to flipping items from eBay to Amazon is to really make sure you understand how to use KEEPA properly. There's a lot of items out there that might have Amazon on the listing, or maybe there's variations, or maybe there's an item you find where the buy box is coming in at maybe 50 and you're like, oh, I could buy this for 20. I'm gonna flip it for 50. You have to understand, just because, you know, an item is, you know, selling right now at a certain price and the market's like, all right, Amazon's selling it for 50, or maybe you see a bunch of variations and everyone's at 50. It doesn't mean you're going to get that price. The market is inefficient sometimes. And all because the price is at 50 now doesn't mean you're going to get 50. The market could drop. Or if you take a look, you know, at the KEEPA selling history, you might see that it's actually selling for around 30 to 35. Go into the data tab within KEEPA and take a look at the 90 and 180 day averages. If Amazon's on the listing, go into the buy box statistics. See if they're sharing the buy box. If there's a variation listing, go in and see which variation is getting the most reviews, which one's the most popular. Talk a lot about this inside my eBay to Amazon masterclass. I'll put a link down below for folks who want, you know, some more tips and whatnot. But don't just trust the market at face value. Do some research, really learn and master KEEPA. That's why I tell new people, don't get started with this, because you want to make your mistakes on a budget, thrifting and, you know, selling used items that are cheaper versus getting into more expensive stuff and spending 20 to 30 on an item and then it doesn't sell, and then you hit massive cash flow issues. And last but not least, tip number 3 when it comes to eBay to Amazon flipping, and we already talked a little bit about cash flow issues, I want to touch on it a little bit more. The big tip that I want to share is, if you're going to do online arbitrage or eBay to Amazon flipping, just know you are going to have some cash flow issues, regardless if you are buying items that are turning quickly and, you know, you're researching KEEPA and your items are moving and there's a good ROI and profit. You have to understand there's going to be cash flow issues, because unlike thrift stores and auctions and, you know, local pickups where you're buying items for pennies on the dollar and, you know, your profit is huge and you don't really have much cost of goods, when you're doing this business, you're putting so much more money into the actual items that you're picking up that you're going to have cash flow issues, because even if your items flip quickly, remember, you're spending money on these items. You have to wait for them to come to your house. Then you have to, maybe like in my situation, I'm only listing once a week. Then you have to ship it. And, you know, it could take time for things to check in with FC transfers and issues like that. And then it obviously has to sell. Then you have to wait to get paid. So when you're spending so much more money on inventory, you know, it's great because you can leverage your time. You can leverage virtual assistants. You're working from home. You're not having to drive all around all over the place. All in all, I want to say it takes a good 6 to 12 months to really start paying yourself a decent salary with any form of online arbitrage. And I would say even closer to a year, especially if you're trying to build something significant. For me, I really wasn't paying myself anything for a year. And right now, I've actually stopped paying myself because I'm really trying to scale to $750,000 and build it to a substantial enough amount, like a big enough snowball to where I can get to the point where I'm not having to like buy more than I want because I'm trying to scale, and I could just focus on, I don't know, say there's 20,000 in profits or something, or 25,000 in profits that come in. Maybe I stop at, I'm only going to spend 15,000 on inventory to maintain my sales, and then everything else I can actually pay myself. That's the goal. You want to build a big enough snowball to where you have enough profit coming in where you're able to pay for your team, fees, expensive softwares, and reinvest back into the products, and then take the rest out without, you know, taking away from your business, because this is an inventory-based business. If you want to double, triple, quadruple your sales, not only do you have to grow your inventory, which is the most important part, but you have to make sure that your inventory has a good ROI, a good profit margin, and it just takes time. So with that being said, that's all I got for you today. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hopefully you guys got, you know, a kick out of seeing my messy garage that I'm going to be fixing soon. All that stuff's getting out this Saturday. But with that being said, much love. If you want more help, check out the masterclass I've created. We've had over 900 people go through it, and we have a great community. So with that being said, much love, and let's crush the day.